Star Trek Legends is a turn-based adventure game where you assemble your dream crew from across the Star Trek universe, exploring the mysterious Nexus and taking on missions filled with strategy, story, and plenty of surprises. Now, a big thank you here to Cubic for sponsoring this video, asking me to tell you all about this new release. So if you do enjoy this one, subscribe, and now let's get into it. So the story kicks off in the mysterious Nexus, a realm filled with untapped potential and unknown dangers. As you explore, it's not just about figuring out what's happening, but also uncovering why all of these different Star Trek timelines are colliding. You know, there's iconic characters from across the franchise, and they're being pulled into this strange situation. It creates unique alliances and confrontations that would never occur in a single timeline. So think from Captain Picard and Spock teaming up to handle a delicate negotiation to battling alongside 7 and 9 against unexpected threats. The Nexus creates a what-if scenario that's both, well, compelling and chaotic. The game also leans into that classic Star Trek balance of exploration, moral challenges, and unraveling mysteries, giving fans a reason to dive deeper into every mission. The gameplay in Star Trek Legends is a turn-based adventure experience that's made quite the journey. It started as a mobile game, transitioned to PC, now it's landed on the Switch and PlayStation. So what does that mean? Well, yes, it has gacha elements, like unlocking characters through randomized rewards, but honestly, it's surprisingly well implemented, and the currency it is generated through your actions in the game. Now, I will admit here, I don't have a ton of experience with gacha games, but this one has hooked me, which is no doubt by design. There's something really addictive about earning new crew members as you complete missions, especially since the roster again includes so many iconic Star Trek characters. It's not just about collecting either though. Each character has their own abilities that add strategy to the turn-based battles. Choosing the right mix of, science officers, engineers, tactical crew, it feels just as important as the moves you're actually making in combats. And of course, that's just one small part of this adventure. There are plenty of mechanics you're going to need to get your head around. But thankfully, the game has tutorials at nearly every turn to guide you through those early moments. So let's just break it all down, I guess, from here. So first, the missions that are story-based encounters, essentially, and they'll have you traversing a variety of locations. Some missions focus on storytelling or investigations, while others lead to more frequent turn-based battles. As you progress, you'll face decisions that can branch the narrative in different directions. That adds replayability and that classic Star Trek moral dilemma feel. Thankfully, you can go back at any time and try the secondary path. As mentioned then as well, a big part of the experience is that crew assembly. Completing missions earns rewards. You can use these to level up characters, improve their individual moves, and equip them with, let's say, accessories and weapons. You'll also recruit new crew members as you go, and if you end up with duplicates in these moments, which does happen pretty often, they're automatically converted into upgrade points, so there's always a sense of forward momentum. It's definitely a satisfying loop, there's no question about it. Now, beyond the main missions then, there are several other modes to dive into. First, there are shuttle missions. These let you send unused characters on their own timed missions. The longer the mission, the bigger the reward. During my time with the game, I've seen options ranging from quick 15-minute missions to lengthy 8-hour ones. These are perfect for setting up before you do log off. Then we get Arena mode, where you'll face particularly challenging standalone battles. It's great if you're looking to test your strategies, push your crew to their limits. Survival mode, as the name suggests, is an endless gauntlet where your team of up to 4 faces waves of enemies until they can't go anymore. Finally, there's Up mode, which unlocks as you do progress through the game. I think most importantly through all of this, and I've kind of said it before a couple of times now actually, found the core gameplay loop in Star Trek Legends just really entertaining. The summoning system for new crew members a highlight, and the constant sense of reward, it kept me coming back. Now don't get me wrong, there's definitely going to be grinding involved, but it's balanced out by fun turn-based combat, and again, a progression system that feels like it's constantly moving. The combat on top of this as well, it is relatively straightforward, but a lot of fun. You'll pick from a mix of crew members, each bringing unique abilities to the table. Think healing, heavy attacks, or maybe buffs to support your team. And even the environment occasionally adds an extra layer of strategy, with obstructions and shields coming into play during battles. Even after you beat that main story as well, the game isn't really going to stop there. It's designed to be played continuously. No doubt there's going to be more characters to unlock, but you'll also gain access to now new difficulty options. These will of course add more challenge and replayability. I think it's a solid system that keeps things, fresh even after that core story does wrap. Now, one more thing I do want to highlight then is the bridge. Here you can assign characters to specific stations, and in return they generate rewards. So for example, placing certain characters on the bridge might give you a health boost or other stat increase. It's a nice touch that adds an extra layer of strategy, but more importantly, it ties into what makes this game shine for a specific group of players. And well, look, let's be real. This part of the game, and in fact really the whole experience, it's going to appeal to most Star Trek fans like myself. Sure, sci-fi fans can absolutely find fun here, gacha fans too, but to fully enjoy it, you need a passion for the series, the joy of seeing character-specific moves in action, or witnessing conversations between characters who'd never interact in canon. It's all part of the charm. Moments like crew members reacting to the sudden presence of a Klingon in the fleet are genuinely entertaining, and it's that attention to detail that makes the game feel like a celebration of the franchise. If I had one minor request for Star Trek Legends as it stands, a small patch to shorten a few of the load screens. They're not particularly long, just kind of frequent, so you will notice them. Now personally, I got used to them quickly, but a little improvement there definitely would be a nice touch. Now, as for the visual style, I know some might take issue with the cartoony design, but I think it works really well. Not only does it keep the game running smoothly on the Switch, but it also makes the classic characters easy to spot. The animations, whether idle or in battle, they do a great job of capturing their individual personalities. Very simple, very effective. On the audio front then, the music is solid, though it doesn't really feature any series specific themes, unfortunately, not that I noticed at least. And the story includes voiceover work from a narrator, but unfortunately the characters themselves, they are silent. Now I get it, the licensing costs for a cast this size would be, astronomical. But honestly, if you are a fan, you'll actually find yourself reading these lines in your head in their voices anyway. It's impossible not to. And yeah, I think the dialogue, I'd rather have more written than voice work, because I do think the story moments can be actually really fun here. Now, Star Trek Legends then finally, it's coming in two versions, the base game and the Complete Edition. Now, the Complete Edition is going to be throwing in a few DLC packs, which add additional characters to what is already a stacked roster, and also some goodies, such as options for leveling up. That said, though, look, I want to be clear here. Yes, it has gacha elements, but these are all built into the core experience. You are earning the currency with progression in the game. They've removed the paid element that was, no doubt an inclusion from a mobile release perspective, so do know that going in. You can buy DLC packs, but these are characters and little boosters, essentially nothing more. So yeah, overall, that is Star Trek Legends. Will you be checking it out on Switch? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to get to them. With that then, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists weekly, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers all.